Hi friends, welcome to my happy kitchen. This is Andy Vegan with a cauliflower rice in a tomato soup. That's a pretty complicated recipe. Not too many ingredients, though I have to do several things. First I make the tomato juice by myself. You can of course buy your tomato juice, no problem. I just have some delicious tomatoes here, 4 or 5 tomatoes. I will quickly juice them and I come back in a moment and show you my juice. Just a moment. This is a nice tomato juice. It's pretty creamy even. It's always depends on the tomatoes you have. You see, this is pretty creamy. I taste it to have an idea for the flavor. I gotta use it in a moment. Yeah, it's okay. It's nice tomato juice, not any seasoning. That comes now. Now I make the tomato soup. It's the main part of the dish, tomato soup. And I will use the tomato juice for that. I begin with the juice. And, well, I have a problem with the tomato juice, tomato soup. I have made that in another video. I show you there how to make a tomato soup. I repeat this recipe again here. I redo it, a little variation, but the main thing is the same. The problem with the tomato soup, if made with fresh tomatoes without cooking it, raw, then the soup is easy to separate. That means the liquid parts and the firm parts, they separate, and then you don't have a soup anymore. I mean, it's not that big a problem, but if you want to avoid it, you have to make a little bit more effort. So first I have the juice. Then the second is I put some fresh tomatoes in that soup and blend it, maybe 2 or 3 to blend it. And to give it a little bit more flavor and more thickness, more creaminess, I also put some dry tomatoes in. So you have tomatoes in 3 ways in that soup. Soup, juice, fresh and dry. And then I have some seasoning. There comes apple cider vinegar. That is, I like tomatoes with a sour touch. That is perfect. Apple cider vinegar is perfect for tomatoes. Yeah. Very nice together. And pepper and salt. And garlic and chili pepper. Here, black pepper, Himalayan salt, a little bit of garlic, and a half chili pepper. This is with the seeds. If you prefer it not that hot, you take the seeds out. It's all according to your flavor, your preferences, how hot do you like it. Half a chili is good for me. Yeah, the chili is not too hot, it's a medium chili, it's okay, I can eat it even. Yeah. So, and I have some dates. I would put some dates because not only for the creaminess but more to balance the apple cider vinegar. Yeah. That is, if you put some apple cider vinegar and some dates, or some lemon and some dates, you highlight the natural flavor of the tomatoes and many other fruits too, because as the fruits ripen, the sugar is produced. Yeah, the starches are transformed into the sugar, and the sugar is what makes it tasty. Yeah. And if you have it more ripe, there is more sugar. So to make it to highlight it a little bit, that natural sweetness, you add some dates and some Himalayan and some sour. So here it is apple cider vinegar. My flavor that fits better with the tomato than lemon, but it's up to you to have a little bit more of this wonderful tomato flavor ripeness. So, blender dance. Let's see what it looks like. It's a little bit thick. So I gotta put a little bit of water in there. And the flavor is outstanding. As I said, you could put a little bit more tomatoes in there, in the tomato juice, a little bit more tomato juice, or just a little bit of water. The more water you take, the more this wonderful flavor will dilute. Yeah? But this is just a small thing about the texture. I will try to adjust a little bit. Let's see. Yeah, it looks better. Could have a little bit more, sorry, a little bit more of a juicy. Oh, the flavor is okay, and no problem with a little bit of water. Let's see. Now that looks okay. So I will try it last time. Yeah, that looks good now, like a creamy soup. Wonderful. Yummy. Really amazing. So I let it sit for a while. I set it aside and I make my cauliflower rice. So that's the next step, the last step. The cauliflower rice is the second ingredient. First is the soup, second is the cauliflower rice, and I will use cauliflower I process it with a food processor and is fitted with the S-plate. That's what I use to make cauliflower rice. I have the raw cauliflower here. I showed in many recipes how to make a rice. Here just some florets and a small part of the stems, not too much. You see the portion for myself is a quarter of a medium cauliflower. That's enough for me. If you have 2 persons, you take a half cauliflower and so on, whatever you like. So this is the cauliflower first, and I will add a little bit of olive oil, just a drop, and a dash of Himalayan salt. This makes the cauliflower rice really super delicious. I could eat it by myself. This is a handmade olive oil. My friend, he always gives it to me. He comes back from Greece. There is a friend with an olive farm, and he brings me always a bottle of this wonderful oil. I don't take that much oil because we know it's not whole food, and usually we take whole food, and that's super healthy. Pure calories from the oils are not so recommended by the doctors, but we don't listen to doctors only, right? They have good, interesting information. It's very important, but we have our freedom, of course, to be a little bit more considerate. So much more things to health than what science says. But science is a good base. So a little bit of olive oil goes a long way here to make it a really delicious rice. 1 round of turning and the rice will be done. Yeah, that's okay. It looks nice. I show you. This is the rice-like texture. Yeah. You can also call it a rice. Grammatically, it's correct to call it rice because rice is a texture. And what we know from rice, from the Asian countries, the food, that's called rice in Europe, on the West, because it has the texture of rice, a little sand. So, what I do now, I put some rice into a glass to serve it. My serving glass, put some rice in there. One or 2 tablespoons full, together with some very tender onions. Here I have shallots here. That is a very tender kind of onion, and in very small pieces. This is very nice together with tomatoes, these onions. And if they are very tender, not too sharp, not too hot, I mean, that is very nice together with rice, both cauliflower rice and tomato soup. And then on top of it, I put my tomato soup, and I can I'll show you what it looks like when I put it into the cauliflower rice. You see, I hope you see that now. The camera is always a little bit a problem here. Here, can you see? This is the soup. It's pretty thick. Whoops. You can maybe. This is the dish, cauliflower rice with tomato soup, and I guess that would be a wonderful lunch or dinner. I have some more rice here, some more tomato soup, and this will be my to-go for today. Yeah. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy, and if so, give me a thumbs up, a like, and maybe subscribe MDV on YouTube. Have another recipe every single day, and find me on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, and Twitter.